Welcome everyone. Good afternoon. Happy Sunday to many of you. You are out enjoying your Sunday here in Houston. It is a rainy Sunday here. It has been storming all day. But we want to welcome you with the Travel Bosses on today. We want to talk all things income. And so per usual, before we get into our topic, we want to share with you guys, those of you who do not know, those of you who have never watched us before, we want to share with you guys and let you know a little bit about ourselves. My name is Angela Stewart, also known as the Travel Plug. I am a wife, a mom of two beautiful teenage daughters, and a full-time mom boss. Sean?
Thank you, Angela. My name is Rashondalyn Boyd. Many know me as Sean in the travel industry. I am known as Global Girl. I am the all-star mom of five, two adults, three teenagers, and one is about to exit high school, one is about to exit college. We're uberly excited and having some celebratory moments over here. I have a background in mental health where I was a mental health specialist. I am a travel boss. Yes, I am, where I coach and train others how to do the very same thing that I'm doing. Deneen, over to you, sweetheart.
Hello, hello, hello. Good afternoon. So I'm not being rude. So I have TikTok on as well. So if you see me look to the side, that's what I'm doing, trying to do two things at once. But my name is Deneen Thompson, Akwadarue. I'm a wife. I'm a full-time stay-at-home mom of three beautiful children. My son is 27, my middle girl is 14, and the baby just turned 11, right? So I am a retired United States Air Force veteran. I served for more than 21 years in the Air Force on active duty. I am also a licensed massage therapist, and I am a travel agent business coach. And what that means is, yes, I book travel for myself and I book travel for others, but also, and I think more importantly, is I put people in positions to make money and save money in travel and build up that plan B, just in case the plan A says, we're going in a different direction and we no longer need your spot. So if that happens to you, your plan B is already in full force and working. Back to you, Angela.
Well, thank you for that, Deneen and Sean, with those lovely introductions. And so we're going to go ahead and get started and jump right into our topic on today. We want to discuss income, the different incomes there are. There are others, but we're only going to touch on linear income, passive income, and residual income on today. I'm gonna be honest, when I was working a job, working for a business, I did not at the time know the difference between those things. I did not know the difference between linear income, passive versus residual. And so starting with linear income, I think it's important to know that when one works a job, work for a major corporation or in corporate America, you are actually trading time for dollars, and that is what linear income is. And they are actually able to be in control of how much you make hourly, or they'll tell you what your salary is, which means every check looks the same. And so, Deneen, what would you like to add to your experience with linear income?
For me, as far as it pertains to linear income, I think the fact that the amount of income you earn is directly limited to the number of days and hours you work, that to me is a kind of an issue. I like this business because I don't have to be working this business for my business to be working, right?
Mhm.
So, but with linear income, like you just said, they tell you work Monday through Friday from 9 to 5, and this is how much your salary is, or this is how much your hourly wage is, right? Um,
Mhm.
and so it's very controlled. And I don't particularly, I've worked many jobs, but I don't particularly think that's the best way to go. Um, I think that folks can keep their linear income while also working something else on the backdrop. Does that make sense?
Absolutely. And I would say, that's why I don't personally believe or advocate for one working more than one job. I
Right.
advocate for people to work if you're going to have a plan A and your plan A is working in corporate America, I would definitely encourage one to be building a business on the side as your plan B. Why is that? That's because all you're doing when you get another job is you have linear income twice over, and you're still allowing someone else to be in control of your time. And I don't know about anybody else, but as you just pretty much said, Denise, I don't want to be present for every dollar that I earn. It is very empowering and powerful to wake up to you've just a new ITA has signed up in the business or whatever your business may be, just knowing that you've earned income that you didn't have to be present for. And so that is amazing and powerful in itself. Sean, what would you like to add to the linear income portion?
I would like to add to the linear income portion. I'm sorry, let me take that off. That even though you have a plan A, which is your job, which is your main stream of income, that, we're not saying ostracize your jobs by any means,
Mm-hmm.
but what we're actually saying is create something for yourself.
Mhm.
And
Mm-hmm.
just in case you get the notifications that we all have gotten,
Right.
that I don't care how good your work ethic is, I don't care how good your character is and how friendly you are, when they no longer need you, they're not going to have a problem with telling you, and they're not going to even think of you to even give you any notice.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And
I-
so when it comes to linear, build, build,
Mm-hmm.
and create
Right.
Yeah.
space for you to grow in your own lane, brand, or niche. If you don't
Yeah.
have one, begin to think of one,
Exactly.
because there will come a time where you're no longer needed in some spaces, when that's the place that you add value to and that you enhance and that you grew, but it wasn't
Right.
yours.
Right. I think the goal should always be to break free of that linear income, or like it's like at the very least have the passive income still working for you while you're in that linear situation. Because like you just said, Sean, if that job decides that they no longer need your position, and that
Right.
happens, I'm a bit seasoned, so I know when I was coming up, in my 20s, it was like, get you a good job, that will give you a retirement and benefits and all that stuff. So then when you get to be 60 or 65, you can retire with your benefits and all. But rarely nowadays do you see folks working somewhere 20 years, much less 30, 40 years, right?
Right.
The reality is that most people are going to be released, or they're not going to even stay. The younger folks don't even stay in jobs that long anymore. Once it doesn't make
Mm-hmm.
them feel well, they move right along, right? So I just think that while you're in that linear situation, you should be trying to break free with a passive form of income. Does that make sense?
Right.
Absolutely. I believe we read in the top 10 distinctions
Mm-hmm.
between the millionaires and the middle class, or it's in the slight edge. We've been reading so much, so I'm not sure. But this quote where it says something along the lines that the middle class, they look for a job and millionaires look for an opportunity. And
Exactly.
basically, what we're saying is, again, no one is ostracizing anyone for working a job. We've all worked jobs before for years and was proud of it. Don't get me wrong. However, we're saying just empower yourself. We're here to, empower you to better understand your entrepreneurial rights, because your job is not going to empower you to start a business. Trust and believe that. Okay, their only goal they have in mind is to keep you there. I'm sorry.
I said, and your income is quite limited with your job.
It is
If you
quite
get a job
limited.
that's making 80 grand, 85 grand a year, I mean, if you work overtime, you might get a time and a half or whatever. You might get a little bit more than 85 grand a year, but 85 grand is the top, right? When you are in a passive income situation, there is no top. You make as much money as as you desire, as you work. The more you work your business or whatever that is that you're doing to earn passive income, most times than not, it is a business, right?
Yes. Right.
Um, you decide how much or how little you make, but when you work in a linear situation,
It's
it,
beyond your control.
It's
yeah,
You don't
beyond
have
your
control of
control.
it. And
I've
it says
actually
that
been
in
told to
the
clock out before and sent home because they said they had too much labor on the clock and it didn't, make sense and it was slow and all that foolishness. Amen. If it's raise your hand if you work retail, come on. So I'd have been sent home. Amen. Or whatever. The told, listen, I know you was on the schedule. I know these hours were promised to you. However, comma, we can't actually pay that right now because the labor is slow or whatever the foolishness. It's more, we have more labor than needed for the
production.
demand. Yeah, exactly. And so that happens. And so I don't know about anybody else, but that's scary to me. I don't want nobody being in control of what I make like that at all. When I think about the disrespect of waiting for an annual performance review, and at best that raise would be like $1.
Of
I've
course.
seen it be even less than that. I'd have had a quarter before. I remember being upset about that.
Mhm.
But Angela, I've had it to be that they didn't give you anything.
Mm,
And on the day that they said they couldn't give you nothing,
wow.
they
My
brought in new furniture.
crazy.
They
Wow.
redecorated the whole building right in front of you after they told you they didn't have
Wow.
enough money.
Yeah.
So you know me as being an HR person,
Right.
I had to tell the administrator how that looked.
Yeah.
How does that look to your people?
Right.
You saying I
Absolutely.
don't have 10 cents, 15 cents to give you, but
Mm-hmm.
I can upgrade the building.
Yes. Yes.
I can
Absolutely.
upgrade the building at the period I'm supposed to issue money.
Right. Right. I don't think that many people realize how what starting a business can do for you. It's more than even just the money. It is the sufficiency of being having that security. Again, if you do walk in on a Monday morning and your job tell you your services are no longer needed, just having the reality of knowing you have a business in place that if you were working it on a very part-time basis or even as a hobby, now you can go to work for that business, for your business now, the way that you went to work for that company. And you can make much more money than you ever made in ever working for someone.
Right.
That is something that I don't think many people are realizing. That is what this business can in reality do for you.
And
Right.
not to be all gloom and doom. I don't want folks to feel like that we're just like, oh, a job is from the devil. No, that's that's not what we're saying. But if the pandemic didn't teach you anything, it is that these jobs are not loyal, right?
Hmm.
They
They're
will
not loyal.
they will reorganize and downsize and all the sizes they want to use
Right.
to justify their bottom line, right? And so that's just business. It's not a bad thing. It's just business. But you also can't have, or it's less than ideal to have a corporation totally controlling your life,
Right.
right?
Right, right.
When the world blew up,
Hmm.
i.e., COVID, right? Folks were freaking out because they couldn't go to work. They,
Hmm.
they couldn't, there was like, how am I going to pay my rent? How am I going to pay my mortgage? How am I going to feed my babies? Right? They were really freaking out because they couldn't go to work and they didn't have um, a sufficient plan B. Right?
Right.
And so when we're talking about linear income and passive income, that is for a reason, because this pandemic has taught us that we cannot rely solely on our employment. And I don't care how great your job is. If you are working a job, you are just over broke. If you are working a job, someone else could control when you pay your rent or when you pay your mortgage. And so we just want folks to be smart about this and say, okay, work that job, make that 85, 100,000, whatever it is you make in a year, keep making that, right?
Hmm.
Climb in the corporate ladder as fastly as you can, if that
Right.
is desire. But don't ever think that that employer is loyal, because they are not, right? And when you
Right.
are no longer needed, wanted, or desired, or whatever word you want to use, they will let you go. So it's the smart thing to do, to have a plan B, which would also give you passive income, right? So I don't
Absolutely.
saying jobs are from the devil. We're not, because everybody need a job. Everybody
Hmm.
got to eat, right?
Right.
Right. You don't
What we're
work, you don't eat.
Hmm.
Right. So that's not it. But I really want folks to understand that It's time to take control of your financial stability. It is time. It is past time, right? We survived COVID for the most part because they've downgraded it now.
Mm-hmm.
At this big world emergency any longer, at least not right now, right? So we survived that. Now, what did we learn from going through that, right? The
Mm-hmm.
lesson is you cannot let your employer control all of your income, because if you do, you be at the mercy of the government. And the government will decide how much, what are those checks called? What were they called?
A
Stimulus.
stimulus check.
Stimulus check. Yeah. How much
How about you be your own stimulus check? Is
Yes,
what we're telling
say
you.
that.
Be
Say
your
that.
own stimulus
Stimulate your
check.
own income, right? By
Mm-hmm.
building your plan B. And so that's, I don't want to go into tangent, but that's, I felt that in my spirit and I needed to let that out.
Well, no, it's necessary because it is important for everyone to better understand that what we are really truly saying, you guys, is that many people, many American households, this is not per Angela, the travel boss, the travel plug is not saying this per statistics of what they are saying concerning the American statistics concerning our income per year. Many American families are literally one paycheck away from literally losing it all. So
Right.
you're good as long as you have that job that pays you whatever they're paying you. It is just like she just said, a job in most cases is just that, a job is just over broke. It's just keeping you from being broke. But
Right.
we're saying you could position yourself to make legacy income, that income that is going to provide you freedom. The income you receive from your job, that's to pay your bills. We're
Right.
telling you to that the money you can make from building your business, you can reinvest in yourself. And then from there, you're saving, stacking until what you are making in your business supersedes what it is that you're making on your plan A. And that's up to you to fire your boss or continue working until you decide different. But that's your decision. That's what we're telling you, is to give yourself option, because millionaires have options.
Absolutely.
Middle class and the poor, that is the difference between, though the difference in the status is that the middle class and the poor especially, that eliminates your options. If
Mhm.
you're in a middle class, you have options, but your option still is not the same as someone who is like really rich or really wealthy, right? So what we're saying is that why limit yourself when we all have access to this? So an example of passive income in this business is having your own website. And while you're asleep, somebody can literally go to your website and book their own travel, book their own flight. And you wake up to seeing you have a new customer, right? They never spoke to you. They came across your link and they saw something they liked and they booked it. That is passive income that can happen for you. You didn't do anything for that, but put that link up on your social media site or something of what have you. You created a link tree. So that is passive income, and
Right.
that you can have it. How much you make in your passive income is just all based on you, on the work that and the effort you put in. The more you put in, ideally, the more money you're gonna see in your return. The less work you put in, well, then the less consistent you may see money coming in for your passive income. It's all on you though, and that's the freedom of being in business for yourself, is being able to work as little as much as you desire to work.
Right.
Sean?
Mhm.
Yes, and Angela, I'm glad that you said that because it's nothing like waking up to receiving that message. You have just received an ITA. You have
Yes.
just received a rep in your business
Yes.
that'll promote you and excel you toward the goal that you're already working on. So, what do we mean by that, Deneen?
So I was gonna let you finish that thought because I had another thought in my head. When she
Hmm.
says ITA, she's talking about an individual travel associate, basically, right? Someone in the business who has decided to they too want to book travel for themselves and others. But I also want folks to understand too that when we're talking about how great it is to have passive income and receive automated notifications that our business has grown, we need to make sure we also note that we're talking about business, and our business is what's creating the passive income, right? And so since it's a business, it's going to require that you pay something up front, right? It's
Mhm.
going to require that you put in some effort up front. Nothing from nothing leaves nothing, right?
Right.
So while you are working your job, right, you can take some of the income that's earned there and invest it into a business that's going to create passive income. And so that way the automation will take place. You will get those notifications that my business just grown and you were asleep. My business is growing. I was at a soccer game. My business just grown. I was already on vacation, right?
Right, right.
But not that there is a investment required in the beginning, middle, and even at the end, right? It's investment in your money and your time, right? It's not going to happen because by osmosis. It's not going to be happen because you desire it to happen, but it has to happen with an investment in time, effort, and resources from the beginning, right? And so
Right.
that's important. All those automation things are great, and they are what we use to grow and build our business. But our business and our passive income would not be without the investment of time, effort, and money on the front end. And we're not talking about a huge sum of money, right?
Right.
Our opportunity is price point for folks to for the average folks to be able to afford it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's some businesses require you to, if you go into the chain businesses, there's like thousands of dollars to invest, right?
Mm-hmm.
I remember one time I was thinking about doing Massage Envy, franchising Massage Envy, right? And
Mm-hmm.
thousands of, because I'm a massage therapist, but that costs
Right.
thousands of dollars to get up on running, right?
Mm-hmm.
The beautiful thing about this opportunity, it doesn't cost that much to get the opportunity up and running, right? So I say all that to say, if anything thus far that you've heard in
Hold
this,
on before you go there, because we gotta talk about residual income. And but hold on real
but I'm
quick. But
not
I
ending
I
it.
don't hold on. I want to give this because I wanted to add to this before I forget. I
Go ahead.
wanted to say when they hear, they get scared when they hear the word invest, and I just wanted to remind them that you invest even when you start a job. And before you get paid, you invest in that outfit that you have to wear to work, whatever that is, whatever the dress code is for that job, you end up having to go shopping. That's an investment. Every time you're driving into work, that's an investment. That's gas going into work. Whether you're riding in via Lyft or Uber, that's investment. That's you're still having a payment and you have not gotten paid yet. Let's talk about the jobs where they do a check in the hole when you start that new job. So come on now, come on somebody now. Listen, I'm not that far removed. I remember, I know how they play the game. So you gotta work for dang near a month before you see any type of return, any type of money, but yet you invested, yet you are have paid this money for new outfits, shoes, ladies, hair, makeup, nails. Come on, somebody.
And
That
it's not a
wasn't free.
write-off.
And you said, oh, come, that was where I was going with that. And I wanted to say that, come on, Sean, you was in the vein with me. It's not, that's none of that you paid and invested for that job. You can't write that off
Right.
when you file your taxes. But when you sign up in this business, that payment that you're gonna pay, that you might say, "Ooh, that's how much I got paid one time only fee." Come on, you get to write that off when that's a tax write off for you because you are now a business owner. So now you have to think as such. When you the things that you once were doing that were expenses, those are now things that are tax expenses that you get to keep for tax deductions during tax season. So I didn't want to forget that because all I heard when you were saying invest, invest, I knew it was somebody that their ear was ready to turn off because they don't understand that everything we do, we invest.
Yeah, and so the whole investment part, if I'm a little bit harder sometimes than you are. If invest turns you off, this ain't meant for you anyway, right? Scared money don't make money.
Scared money do not make money.
It's just that simple. And I said that it's price point and an affordable price for the average American or average person to be able to
Facts.
afford it. So if the fact that I said invest kind of scared you, this ain't for you anyway. But
Right.
that just come from Denise. And it ain't come from Angela, that come from Sean. I'm just saying that's me.
No,
And I
no,
really like the fact that we don't have to make that investment annually. Like some other agencies, you have
that
to
is
make it
so true.
annually.
Talk about that, Sean. That's
I'm
true.
so glad that our host agent is not trying to milk us and say
Uh-oh.
you pay it annually,
Not
but yet and
milkers.
still you're just gonna pay to keep your website up. You're going to pay to
Exactly.
have resources that you can come to, so you don't have to go and pay universities and get other classes, but this will always be a wealth of knowledge for you.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And so now, Deneen, you want to tell them where they can go if anything has been said thus
Oh,
far?
girl, you could.
That's your ministry. Come on, don't come on.
Oh, if anything that you've heard thus far from the travel bosses resonate with you, and you're thinking, "Ooh, this sounds like there's something for me," but I have a few more questions. No problem, man. We have a website, travel workshop, travelagentworkshop.com, right? And on
Yes.
that workshop, we get to tell you the ins and out of the business. You get to get real life stories from real life agents who giving real life testimonies on how their business is exploding, right?
Yes.
We're on the cusp of breaking another 1 star, probably today, right?
Absolutely.
And if you don't know what that means, you need to go to travelagentworkshop.com, right? We wouldn't lead you astray, but you will need one of 3 sponsor ID codes. My sponsor ID code is Blissful Travel. That's one word. Angela's sponsor ID code is,
A Stewart 5K.
and Sean's sponsor ID code is,
Global Girl 3.
right. And so those are the 3 sponsor codes you guys need to, one of the 3 you need to use to get all the information that you can possibly get about being a travel agent. And if you are ready to go, click the link in the bio or hit one of us in the inbox, right? We are ready. We are here. All of us coach and train people how to make money and save money and travel.
Right, right.
Us are very passionate about what we do, right? We wouldn't be on
Right.
social media platforms talking the same thing if we didn't feel so strongly about this. So, Angela, back to you.
Absolutely. And so before we wrap this up, we have to end this with what is residual income. Residual income gets me excited, you guys, because listen, to know that you can be paid over and over and over again from work that was completed only once is so powerful, life changing. And so it changes the game on so many levels, you guys. And so I would say to you, no, before I get into that, I'm so sorry. Deneen, I'm about to jump ahead. Deneen, residual income, would you like to add anything about residual income?
It's great. No. um, I mean, besides that, it's steady, it's predictable,
Mm-hmm.
right? And it's there's not a lot of, you do the work one time and you still earn the benefits from that work one time, right?
Right.
What better security do you need than
Mm-hmm.
that, right? You can supplement your income any kind of way you see fit with residual income. I work my business now that when my residual checks come in, I don't even really touch them, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because the goal is to do other things, right? But if you're looking for a couple extra $100 a month that'll make your life better, residual income can be that for you, right?
Right.
But you're just not gonna get that on a job. It's not 1 + 1 always equal 2. You ain't got to divide it, get the square root to come back to it. It's 1 + 1 is equal to. You're never going to get residual income from a job. They're not set up that way, right?
Right.
Only businesses or investments are set up that way. So that's what I'll say on that. You can go ahead from
I
there.
want to also better help them understand what residual income is. We as consumers buy into residual income each and every month with these monthly subscriptions that we have for Amazon Prime or Netflix, Hulu, Peacock, the various different subscribers out there, right? YouTube,
Mhm.
or whatever. And that is residual income for those companies, you guys. When we make that payment every month, they're being paid X amount of money every month based off of us being faithful and committed to those subscriptions. And so I want you now to think like, I want y'all to put y'all business mind on right now, business hat on. I want you to think about you being the business owner that is receiving that residual income because of the work that you've done only once. You're being paid each and every month from your team growing and staying, and they not only join, but they stay. paid in the business. You're being paid for that repeatedly over and over again. You have business partners that you're going to bring in the business that's going to bring people into the business that you did not know, but they did, and they fell into your guess what, and you're being paid from that. That is a blessing. And so we want you guys to tap into this because it is life changing, and it is something that people don't want you to know about. So what you say, Danae?
Said tap, tap, tap. And you know I can't.
There she go. That's my girl. But yes, tap, tap, tap in. Amen. Yes, for the saints. Sean, travel boss Sean, would you like to end and take us out with anything concerning residual income?
And residual income, for example, if I brought Angela into the business, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I receive a commission for that, Angela go get somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Angela went got her.
Right.
Right.
But then I received something off of the work that Angela did.
Yes.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it continues to grow.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's what I love about it, is that your investments are not going to waste, but you're seeing it work, you're seeing it move, you're seeing it progress. And I feel like that's where coaching styles come in, where you're able to coach your people.
Mm-hmm.
And once they get a gist of what they have really invested in, then that's when the work began, because you begin to move in sync with each other as a team. You grow, I grow. And
Yes.
it's no me without you, right?
Right.
And so on that note, I just wanted to say that, consider yourself, invest in yourself. You're worthy, you're worth it, your
Mhm.
family deserve it.
Right.
You know, Sean, you made me think about something when you was just talking about Angela booked somebody or brought somebody in the business you didn't know him, but you received a kickback from that. Not a great word, but
Direct sale. That's okay.
Yeah. I took a friend with me to a trip to Dubai. She's not in the business, right?
Mhm.
She told somebody else, or they saw me and her on social media. This lady referred her niece to me. Her niece joined the business,
Mhm.
and now I receive, a direct sale from her niece. I didn't do any work for that at all.
Right.
I was on a trip, and she saw us doing stuff on the trip, and now the lady who referred her niece says she know me from the military. I'm bad at that. I don't remember her, but she says she knows me. I'm like, me, right?
Right.
I received, like, I didn't advertise to this lady or her niece.
Right.
I didn't even speak to them. She text me and said, "Hey, what's the travel business information?" And I sent her a link, and she said, "Okay, I just signed up." Oh,
Word of mouth
Mhm.
is great. It's great.
Yes.
right. So you get you a business that does not rely solely on your job. Residual and passive income is the way to go. And then I'll just stop it right there.
Absolutely. I appreciate that insight, Deneen and Sean, that you have shared with us all. We're going to recap. We talked about today the difference between linear income, passive income, and residual income. And so you guys heard it from the travel bosses today. Again, if anything was said today that resonated with you, or perhaps it sparked an interest in you that you're ready to learn more about how you can get your very own travel business started, guess what? It's real simple. Go to travelagentworkshop.com. You're going to enter one of 4 sponsor codes. We're missing one travel boss on today. Y'all keep her in your prayers. She has been a little sick, but we know that she's going to be great for this upcoming week. And so, but one of 4 sponsor codes you can reference to receive all access to this workshop. You do not want to miss. My sponsor code is A Stewart 5K. Miss Deneen.
My sponsor ID code is Blissful Travel. That's one word.
Okay, and Sean.
My sponsor ID code is Global Girl 3.
All right, and then for our 4th travel boss for Kelly. Her sponsor ID is Travel Diosa. And so you can enter either one or four of those sponsor codes, and you're going to receive access inside of this exclusive travel agent workshop where you're going to receive all of the information about how you can get started. And so remember, our inboxes are open for business. You are welcome to reaching out to any of us to get your questions answered or assistance on getting signed up. We're excited about welcoming you on over to the money making as well as the money saving side of travel. Until next time, you guys take care of each other, take care of yourself as well as each other. Bye for now.
Bye.
All right, guys, I'm going to log off and log back on. So